Hey everyone, welcome back to FactFolio. Let's face it, history can be a bit of a drag. Names, dates, battles, it sometimes feels like one big dusty textbook. But what if I told you that history is also full of moments so ridiculous, so unbelievably absurd that they make you wonder if someone hit the rewind button on civilization? Today we're diving headfirst into the silliest side of history, exploring the blunders, mishaps and head-scratching decisions that prove even our ancestors weren't immune to the occasional face-palm moment. But before we get too deep into the historical hilarity, a quick disclaimer. It's easy to look back and chuckle at the mistakes of the past, but it's important to remember that hindsight is 20/20. These were real people grappling with real challenges, even if their solutions seem, well, less than brilliant today. So buckle up, history buffs and humor enthusiasts, as we embark on a journey through time to uncover the lighter side of the past. From misplaced continents to wars fought over buckets and even the infamous stinky cheese incident that caused a royal uproar, get ready to laugh out loud at history's most hilarious mistakes. Over 5,000 barrels of whiskey caught fire in Dublin, creating a river of burning whiskey that flowed through the streets. In an attempt to save their city, residents used every vessel they could find to scoop up the flaming whiskey, not to extinguish the fire, but to save as much whiskey as they could drink. The event reportedly caused 13 deaths, not from burning or smoke inhalation, but from alcohol poisoning. In one of the more bizarre episodes of the Middle Ages, Pope Stephen VI had the corpse of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, exhumed and put on trial for various offences. The deceased pope, dressed in papal vestments and propped up on a throne, was found guilty, unsurprisingly, as he couldn't defend himself. His papacy was invalidated and his body was thrown into the Tiber River. The Cadaver Synod indeed took place in 897. It was an actual historical event where Pope Stephen VI ordered the exhumation of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, to put the deceased pope on trial. The trial was bizarre, with Formosus's corpse propped up on a throne to face accusations. This event reflected the extreme political and ecclesiastical turmoil within the Catholic Church at the time, and remains one of history's more macabre anecdotes. While Paul Revere's Midnight Ride is a storied moment in American history, it started off less heroically. Revere was briefly detained by a British patrol, and during his capture he taunted the British soldiers by boasting that an army of 500 Americans was waiting for them. They panicked and released him, but not before stealing his horse, leaving Revere to walk back to town. The year is 1858, and you're living in London during one of the hottest summers on record. But there's a catch. The River Thames has turned into a giant, stinking cesspool. The unbearable stench is so bad that it disrupts Parliament sessions, and people are desperate for a solution. Enter Joseph Bazalgette, an engineer with a plan to save the city from its own filth. His solution? A massive sewer system. Despite initial skepticism, Bazalgette's ambitious project begins to take shape, promising to cleanse the Thames and rid London of the Great Stink. This is the story of the Great Stink, a bizarre yet pivotal moment in London's history that led to revolutionary changes in public health and sanitation. The Great Stink wasn't just a minor inconvenience, it was a full-blown crisis. The smell was so overpowering that curtains soaked in chloride of lime were hung in the House of Commons to mask the odour. Okay, maybe not that last one, but the absurdity of the situation is undeniable. The Great Stink stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of history, a reminder that even the most serious problems can lead to innovative solutions. What happened after the Great Stink? London emerged cleaner and healthier, and Bazalgette's sewers continue to serve the city to this day. Interestingly, the crisis also spurred the development of modern sewage treatment methods, influencing cities around the world. The Great Stink was a smelly yet crucial turning point in urban planning. Imagine waking up one morning in 1835, grabbing your cup of coffee and opening the newspaper to a story about bat people on the moon. No, this isn't an early draft of a superhero comic. This was the Great Moon Hoax, a series of articles published in the New York Sun that had everyone believing there was life on the lunar surface. And not just any life bipedal beavers, unicorn-like creatures, and yes, even bat people were said to be frolicking amongst temples and lush vegetation. The mastermind behind this elaborate ruse was a writer named Richard Adams Locke, who, let's be honest, probably deserved a Pulitzer Prize for creativity, if not for journalistic integrity. Locke spun tales of a powerful telescope that could see the moon's surface in incredible detail, and the public, hungry for sensational news, ate it up. For weeks, the sun's circulation soared as readers couldn't get enough of the moon's alleged inhabitants. The hoax eventually unraveled, but not before it captivated a nation and exposed the public's thirst for the extraordinary. The Great Moon Hoax reminds us that even in an age before clickbait headlines and viral tweets, a good story, even a completely fabricated one, could capture the collective imagination and make us question what we think we know about the universe and the reliability of newspapers. Wars are usually fought over things like territory, resources, or political ideology. But what about a bucket? Yes, you heard that right, a bucket. In 1325, two Italian city-states, Modena and Bologna, went to war over a stolen bucket. You might be thinking, okay, but was it at least a really nice bucket? Nope, just your average, everyday wooden bucket. The story goes that Modenese soldiers, after a successful raid on Bologna, swiped the bucket from a well as a trophy. Bologna, understandably offended by this act of bucket-related aggression, demanded its return. Modena, with equal passion, refused, and thus began the War of the Bucket, a conflict so absurd it makes Monty Python sketches look like historical documentaries. The war itself was about as effective as a bucket in a house fire, dragging on for years with little bloodshed and even less progress. In the end, Modena emerged victorious, retaining possession of the coveted bucket, which, if we're being honest, probably smelled pretty bad by then. The War of the Bucket stands as a hilarious reminder that pride and pettiness know no bounds, and sometimes even the most trivial of objects can become a symbol of rivalry and conflict. Next time you argue with your sibling over the last slice of pizza, remember it could be worse. You could be fighting over a bucket. Mapping mishaps. When continents go on vacation. Remember that time you drew a picture of a horse in kindergarten and your mum told you it looked like a Picasso? Cartographers throughout history probably wish they had that kind of artistic leeway. Mapping the world before Google Earth was, to put it mildly, a challenging endeavor. Without satellites, aerial photography, or even a firm grasp on the Earth's true shape, early mapmakers often relied on hearsay, speculation, and a healthy dose of imagination. The results? Let's just say they were creative. We're talking about maps that featured non-existent islands, continents squished into unrecognizable blobs, and distances so wildly inaccurate that Christopher Columbus probably wouldn't have even set sail if he'd known what he was actually getting himself into. Take, for example, the mythical island of California, often depicted on early maps as a giant bean-shaped landmass completely detached from North America. Or how about the phantom continent of Terra Australis, a vast unexplored landmass believed to exist in the southern hemisphere, which, spoiler alert, turned out to be, well, mostly water. These cartographic misadventures, while amusing from our modern perspective, highlight the human desire to make sense of the world around us, even when our tools and knowledge are limited. They're a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of early explorers and mapmakers who, despite their mistakes, helped to expand our understanding of the planet we call home. The Spanish Armada's epic fail wind, weather, and other miscalculations. In 1588, King Philip II of Spain, feeling rather confident in his naval superiority, decided to launch what he believed would be an unstoppable force against England, the Spanish Armada. This massive fleet of warships, bristling with cannons and carrying thousands of soldiers, was meant to crush the English navy and pave the way for a Spanish invasion. It was, on paper at least, a formidable force. There was just one tiny problem. Reality, as it often does, had other plans. The Armada's journey from Spain to England was plagued by a series of unfortunate events. Storms battered the ships, disease spread like wildfire among the crew, and the English, led by the wily Sir Francis Drake, proved to be much more skilled at naval warfare than the Spanish had anticipated. The English used smaller, faster ships to outmaneuver the lumbering Spanish galleons, bombarding them with cannon fire and unleashing a new weapon that struck fear into the hearts of the Spanish fire ships. The sight of these blazing infernos bearing down on the tightly packed Spanish fleet caused chaos and confusion, forcing the Armada to scatter and flee north, their dreams of conquest going up in smoke, literally. The defeat of the Spanish Armada was a turning point in European history, marking the decline of Spanish naval dominance and the rise of England as a major sea power. It also cemented the Armada's place in history as a cautionary tale about overconfidence, poor planning, and the unpredictable nature of war. Hi, Brazil, the island that never was so, but totally should have been. For centuries, sailors and mapmakers whispered tales of a mysterious island shrouded in mist, said to appear off the coast of Ireland for a single day every 7 years. Hi, Brazil. This legendary island, often depicted as circular with a river flowing through its center, was said to be a paradise, home to advanced civilizations, magical creatures, and untold riches. It was, in essence, the Atlantis of the North Atlantic. The only problem, Hi, Brazil never actually existed. Despite numerous expeditions and supposed sightings, no concrete evidence of the island's existence was ever found. Yet the legend persisted, fueled by folklore, wishful thinking, and perhaps a healthy dose of sea-induced hallucinations. Hi, Brazil's enduring appeal speaks to the power of human imagination and our desire to believe in the extraordinary. It's a reminder that even in the face of reason and evidence, the allure of the unknown can be incredibly powerful. Perhaps somewhere out there, shrouded in mist and hidden from our view, Hi, Brazil awaits, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the enduring mystery of the sea. History full of surprises and laughs. So there you have it, a glimpse into some of history's most hilarious mistakes. From great stinks and lunar bat people to wars fought over buckets and maps that wouldn't even get you out of your neighborhood, the past is full of moments that make us scratch our heads and chuckle. But as we've seen, these blunders, while amusing, also offer valuable insights into the human condition. They remind us that our ancestors, for all their wisdom and accomplishments, were just as flawed and fallible as we are. They made mistakes, they miscalculated, and they sometimes made decisions that in hindsight seem downright ridiculous. History, even at its most absurd, is a powerful teacher. It reminds us to approach the world with a healthy dose of skepticism, to question assumptions, and to never underestimate the capacity for human error. And most importantly, it reminds us that even in the face of adversity, hardship, and even the occasional bucket-related conflict, there's always room for a good laugh. After all, what's history without a little humor? Don't forget to share your favorite historical blunders in the comments below. And if you're eager to dive deeper into the world of historical hilarity, check out the links in the description for further reading and resources. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep laughing at the absurdity of it all. Because history, my friends, is never truly over. It's happening right now, and who knows, maybe someday someone will be making a video about our own hilarious mistakes. So let's embrace the humor in our history and look forward to the laughs yet to come. Thank you for watching FactFolio. See you on our next video.